bit of pointing, and we always had a few horses around the home place. So it's something that we've always had around us from a very, very early age, from the start. So I guess that's probably got something to do with it.
So you started riding very early?
Yeah, well, we always had a few ponies or a few horses knocking around at home. So, and my dad, like I said, rode a few pointers that we kept at home.
Right.
So, yeah, we always had something, be it a pony or a horse at home to knock around with. So, I guess that's probably a big part of it, that it's something you've grown up with.
Yeah.
Most people in Ireland have got some little bit of a paddock, or have got some land or something attached to their house, and if there's not a pony or a horse in there, it's you know, it's a very common thing to have a horse knocking around the house.
Right.
So it's just certainly got a lot to do with it, I think.
But your dad wasn't in the business, but you just had...
Yeah, it was kind of more like a hobby thing for him. He just
Right.
he had one old pointer there. He rode 3 or 4 winners on himself. Just a fun thing it was, really. But my brother was 4 or 5 years older than me, and he rode ponies before I did, and he rode pointing, and I rode pointing, and both were professional athletes, jump jockeys. So, but yeah, certainly the fact that we've had animals at home from the get-go was a massive.
But did you go racing? Did you go to the race courses?
Yeah, we did. I can remember years ago, even leading up for Harry the Brownhead, who's Henry's dad, leading up winners for him. Good horse called Bishop Hall at Mallow one day. So we've gone racing for as long as I remember, really.
But as a nation, that you think that's quite common for... You had a small holding, you always had a cob or some kind of horse.
Yeah, that seemed to be the trend. A home probably didn't have a lot growing up, but you always seem to have an animal around the house, a pony or a horse. So it was a very, very common practice to have that.
So all your friends are the same?
Yeah, a lot of friends. We used to bang around together with ponies and that, and we'd meet up and have a bit of fun with them, go off maybe hunting and things like that.
So you started early, basically?
Yeah, so that's definitely a big asset towards your riding.
That maybe is the answer to the question?
Well, I think in some cases maybe yes, but probably not entirely, because I'm sure there's a lot of people in England that also start young.
Yeah.
But it does seem to be a common thing that the Irish are renowned to be good jockeys.
Yeah.
That's not me being biased.
No, but it's the facts are there, aren't they?
Yeah. So I think it's a combination of both. Probably are talented riders.
Yeah.
But the early starting is a good thing for them.
Maybe more people just carried on at a young age and just carried on with the passion and didn't get involved with something else. I don't know.
It's sometimes here in the racing school here, even in Newmarket, you can see kids that are attending the racing school have never ridden before.
Yeah,
So they're starting from absolute scratch at 16.
Yeah.
Whereas most kids in Ireland who've been pony racing, would have been bashing around hunting and ponies and well before that.
Right.
So they've got years of experience before a lot of these would have.
That's got to be part of it, isn't it?
Pony racing in Ireland has been a big thing for a long time.
Right.
Which certainly has got to help you with your race riding.
Is that just obviously a very amateur sport? You turn up with your pony?
Yeah, it's an amateur thing, but it's very, very competitive, and you're taking on ponies that are on a decent level.
Yeah.
So if you want to be competitive, you must certainly have to have a decent pony. You have to be able to ride.
Right.
So, and if you haven't got both, you probably won't win.
So there's like pony races in most towns and most...
A lot more down maybe around Cork area was a very,
Right.
very strong area for pony racing.
Right.
But yeah, around the country there's a fair bit of it, but predominantly down around the Cork area there was most of the pony racing was done.
And you did all that?
Yeah, I didn't do pony racing actually. My brother did.
Right.
I didn't. But done a lot of hunting and stuff like that.
You did the hunting?
Yeah.
Okay.
We only had a little cottage I grew up in. We had an acre field beside it. We had 4 or 5 stables in there. We always had a horse banging around.
Right.
And my brother had a pony, and I got a horse of my own, and just progressed from there. But most people that have anything to do with racing will have some horse around their field as they grow up, and they'll.
So just a natural progression?
You wouldn't go very far in Ireland driving in the countryside to see. You wouldn't see a horse in the field.
Right.
Or stables or something of that nature, because it's just a real done thing over there.
Yeah.